Welcome to another episode of Let's Eat Orlando. What's going on? It's Amy Drew and Biggie saying hi to you again for another episode. How you doing, Amy Drew?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Biggie?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. I know you got a lot of different stories going on, but I wanted to talk to you because we briefly chatted about this last time, and I want to talk about food rules.
Yeah, food rules. We all like to think we don't have them, but we do.
Yeah, and granted, we may have. And so what I did was I compiled kind of a list of food rules, and I figured we kind of I'll throw it out there, and then that may obviously how you and I usually go. We will spin off of different things from this, but I at least wanted to kind of go over, and I have quite a few of them because I kind of went and I went online looking because I was kind of curious, and I think I even asked on social. So if you saw it on social, I asked the question like, "Hey, what are some food rules you
I
have?"
didn't. My head has been down working, but
No,
yeah, food
that's
rules. I can start easily.
go ahead. If you have some
I
food
can
rules, go
start. Now,
ahead.
I don't have a list, but I
I
can.
will mark them off if you say any of the ones I have on here. I will mark them
Well,
off my list. So I'll let you riff and
I
go.
can start with one that you know, but I could also start with a surprise because I
Give me a
realized this
surprise
this
one
week. A
first.
surprise one is how many people. I am not one of them. How many people just hate raisins? They just hate raisins. Raisin haters.
Raisin
Like they
haters.
don't even want you to like raisins. Like that's how much they hate them.
But I'm curious. So do you when have you ever asked a person why they hate raisins?
I don't know. My brother calls. Let's just put it this way. It's so completely off the wall. My brother calls golden like yellow raisins the sneaky white ones. Like because he can't always see them in things when they're.
I didn't even know who's putting golden
Well, there
raisins
was
in
a
things.
place. There was a deli that we used to go to in the 90s in the city. It was right near where we were, and they used to have like an oatmeal bar.
Mm-hmm.
It was like they had a whole bar where you could just pay what you weigh and whatever. And in the morning they had an oatmeal bar. And they would say, "Oh, do you want whatever?" And sometimes they would just put the scoop with like the little trail mixy stuff and it golden raisins in it. And he would come to my desk and he'd be like, "You have this. They put the sneaky white ones in there." Like he wouldn't even just pick them out. He just wouldn't eat it.
I don't have a problem with raisins. I mean, it depends on what it is, but I don't have a problem eating them. Like if it's like especially like an oatmeal raisin cookie, like
Yeah,
I
I
have
love
no.
them. I posted a picture recently of my favorite. I joke, I call it my Peterbrook trail mix. It's not trail mix. It's chocolate covered, dark chocolate espresso beans, dark chocolate raisins, and dark chocolate malted milk balls.
Oh, I think that's good.
And it's like my favorite little. If I go to Peterbrook, which I did recently, and I do the kind of make your own bag thing. That's what I make. And I call it trail mix because it's obviously super not good for you. Well, it's not terrible for you, but whatever. And the backlash that I included raisins in this, in my own personal bag trail mix, people seemed offended by the fact that I chose raisins.
So
I'm like, they sell it. It can't just be because I'm the only person who likes.
correct. Correct. So I will say this when it comes to food rules. These are obviously our personal food rules. These are not hard and fast. At the end of the day, if you've listened to any episode from
Except
us,
for Miracle Whip.
well,
That's just
yes,
wrong.
that'll be one
No.
of the things we will discuss. But like I will say that like there we I will say that we will safely say that like we believe that at the end of the day, eat what you
Yeah.
enjoy and what you want to have. But
Eat what you love. Don't pick. Stop hating on my raisins.
correct. Don't yuck my yum. You know what I mean? Like, don't
Thank you.
yuck my yum. If I like it, let me enjoy it. And so I'm definitely not on, I don't have a problem with raisins. It's not something that I feel like it's like an old person food. Like, not many people see it. It's like vintage. You're like, oh, you put raisins in that? Oh, that's vintage. Cause like sometimes, instead of like,
That's retro.
yeah, that's retro.
Did you
That's
ever eat rice pudding as a kid that didn't have raisins in it? It always has
I
raisins.
mean, now sometimes people put craisins, I guess, on some things, but
Yeah,
and
I'll
even
put those
that.
in cookies. I
Yeah.
make I make an oatmeal. It's like a ginger oatmeal cookie, and I'll
Mm,
usually use those instead of
okay.
raisins because of the tartness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like all that stuff. I don't
Yeah,
care.
no, I like that. All right, so I'm going to go with one that's the most popular usual food rule
Okay.
that I know you have thoughts on this, and it'll probably lead to other things, but it's one of your favorite food items, and that is pineapple on pizza. And I know you have something to
Yeah,
say about
I
this, so go
thought on
ahead.
that. Of course, I obviously don't, have what you like. Pizza's great
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
should love it the way you love it. For me, pineapple on pizza is not a no because of the flavor. It's just because most places put those big rings of pineapple on a pizza and they are too wet to properly be on a pizza. Like if you could like the but I have had like and you should pay attention to this, Orlando, because Perla's Pizza is about to reopen. Chef Mike Colante's pizza place that was open very briefly and then closed, and Ziggy's took it over and now it's Ziggy's, but he's reopening Perla's, and he had a pineapple pizza with jalapenos, but instead of putting pineapple on it, it was like a pineapple jam. So the flavor was in the pizza, but it was in a way that didn't ruin the pizza by making it wet. And so it was very tasty. So if you like that sort of a pizza, it wouldn't be my first pick, but it was a very good pizza. So that's how I feel about pineapple on pizza. It's
But
that
the reason you don't
those
like the
big
pineapple on
chunks.
pizza is not because of the sweetness of it or fruit
Well,
on it.
it
It's
wouldn't
more
be
of the
my
fact that
first.
it's wet.
Yes, pineapple would never ever be like a first choice topping for
Correct.
me, even done well. But that is the reason why I completely reject the idea of those big, because that's just terrible. These wet, adding all that moisture to the pizza, it's just bad. It's just a bad recipe for dough, you know?
So, and
That is why I reject
I'm
it.
going
Why
to
do you
add to the list of your pineapple on pizza because there's one that I know that you and I have talked quite a bit and you're very passionate
Well,
about.
wait, you didn't tell me how you feel about pineapple pizza.
So, I don't have a problem with it, but I do agree like it's not my first choice. I would probably say if I did, to be honest, if you were to do it, and this is kind of how I'm thinking if I were to have it, I would eat it in a jam format. Like I'm not anti the like sweet with like I love sweet and
Hmm.
savory, so I'm down
Yeah,
for
me
that.
too.
I think if you did it, and these are some thoughts of how I would do it if I were to do
Nice
it.
with the jalapeno because you
I
get
may
the
even
seasoning
try
too.
this just to play around with it. But if what if you like I don't know why I'm thinking this, but like if you like you panned or like you did something to the pineapple where it kind of it so it kind of like held dry like it kind of dried up a little bit, but so that way it's not wet when you put it on. It kind
Yeah,
of falls in the same realm of your thoughts on mushrooms and onions or mushrooms and peppers
yeah,
and onions
look,
on
this is a
pizza.
food rule that is just, it's wrong if you do it any other way. I'm sorry. You can't put raw mushrooms on a pizza and then stick it in the oven. That is just, it's just terrible. They get desiccated. They don't taste like anything. They don't bring anything. I'm not a fan of like the canned or the mushrooms or the jarred mushrooms, really, but those would be much better if you were going to do it. You have to cook the mushrooms first before you put them on the pizza. And I will cite another Orlando pizza place that not only does this right, but probably the best I have ever had it. And they're not the only place that does it right. Like Tratto does a great pesto pizza that has mushrooms on it, but Nuri's Tavern, which does the tavern style, Illinois pizza, the thin crust pizza, what they do to the mushrooms for their pizza is like over and above. They are absolutely the best pizza mushrooms I have ever had. So if you pick that with a couple of meats and stuff, that is like a killer pizza.
Because your thing, which makes sense, like you if you ever were to saute like peppers or like mushrooms or onions, like it secretes
Yeah,
a
you
lot of
can't put
liquid.
raw peppers
So
on
now
a pizza.
you're adding some more moisture to it. So then it just gets like a wet, and then it just doesn't do the job. So if you're gonna do it,
Well, it
I don't have
dries
a
the moisture out. So you
correct.
lose some of the moisture, but it makes the mushroom itself moist. So you don't have it just drying up like a husk on the pizza when you put it in a 500-degree oven or a 300-degree oven or whatever type of pizza you're
Yeah.
making.
So at least saute them or do something. Give it a little
Even the
something.
ones out of the can are better than
Yeah.
the roll.
Yep. No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
That
Another
should be a rule. That should be a rule. And raw mushrooms on a pizza, even at a place that makes good pizza, that will make me go, "Hmm."
I like that.
Yeah, like,
That's like your way of your judgment. I'm
yeah,
judging you.
yeah.
Um,
I would be judging. I'm sorry.
Another food rule: ketchup on hot dogs.
Um, I don't care. Like, it's not my thing. I could eat it, but I don't care. I wouldn't put it on a Chicago dog. Everybody calm down. Don't send me hate mail.
So
But I don't care if people put ketchup on it. It's not my thing. I'm a
yeah, yeah,
mustard
yeah.
girl.
I
Yeah.
don't. I'll be honest. Have I done it? Yes, I'll put ketchup on it, but I also won't just put ketchup. I'll put everything. So if I see like the whole thing, the whole gamut, I'm putting the ketchup, the mustard, the relish, the onions. I'm doing all of that. But but I don't have a problem with that. I will say, based on my research, the Hot Dog and Sausage Council, which is, obviously I like them because they think that a hot dog is not a sandwich.
Yeah, they
They
want
say
distinction.
they say they do have a rule, and their rule is over 18 years old, no more ketchup for you.
I think I've heard that. I've heard people from Chicago say
Yep.
that too.
Yep.
And I agree. I do. The only time that I ever put ketchup on a hot dog, it's the only time, is if the only mustard available is plain yellow mustard, in which case I will do both because plain yellow mustard is the least of all mustards. It's
Yeah,
just,
if it's got a good spicy, if you got a good
yeah.
spicy mustard,
Jelly
yeah, that
mustard,
yeah,
spicy
yeah, yeah.
mustard, horseradish
Yep,
mustard, the
yep.
mustard that has the whole seeds in it, all of those things, no ketchup. The only time, that is the only time I put ketchup on a hot dog, is if the only mustard available is the yellow one. So I put both.
Speaking of ketchup, thoughts on ketchup with like in general, like do you agree kind of with the idea of 18 or over, like ketchup with steak or ketchup with, I don't know, macaroni and cheese or eggs? Do you have any rules with that?
I don't, occasionally I could put ketchup on an egg sandwich, like on a New York proper egg sandwich. I'll usually do ketchup on half.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I go home, like I'll put it on half and not on the other half just because I want to get both
Yeah.
flavors. But on eggs, any other way, no, not generally.
Yeah, especially if you do eggs right. But I don't have a problem. Like, I don't have a problem with ketchup. I mean, I have a problem with ketchup with steak, unless it's like a really crappy steak
Well,
and
yeah, if it's a
whatever.
terrible steak and you
Yeah,
need
then
to
yeah, do what
cook
you
it
need to do
down.
to eat it. Put the A1 sauce, do whatever you need to do. But like if it's for ketchup, I don't have a problem squeezing some ketchup down and then doing it as a dip, where I'm like dipping if I have an egg sandwich and I do a little dip on it.
Yeah,
I don't have a
exactly.
problem going that route at all with it. Another popular one which you and I have discussed, but I know that it's something, and ironically I have had this recently, and so it's interesting. No cheese, like cheese with fish or seafood.
Not my favorite. Frenchies will sometimes, I think, put a slice of provolone on their grilled grouper, and if I'll eat it. I'll totally eat it, but I don't really know. Yeah, not really.
And I know we've talked about it because I know like people who like lobster mac and cheese, you're like, don't waste the lobster on the mac
Mm.
and cheese.
And don't waste the mac and cheese if it's good mac and
Yeah.
yeah, like it's just the way to, if it's good mac and cheese, which admittedly I'm super picky, but yeah, that's the way to ruin two good things. I don't,
So
it's not
I
me.
will say I will say, and I've said it before, like it's not
I know
something I
people love
typically
it.
do. It's not something I don't typically eat it. We don't typically make it in my house. I've, obviously, but I also won't say no to it in the sense that I recently went to Pizza, and when I went to Pizza, I tried, I went off my comfort zone and I tried their pizza. They had one pizza that has shrimp and their shrimp and sausage on it, and it was good. It was good. Is it something that I would like?
I think a clam pie, like a New England clam pie, I'm pretty sure that has cheese on it. And I mean, I like that, but
And I
that's a
also
very
will say I wouldn't say no to like a shrimp parm. I wouldn't say no to a shrimp parm
if you
because
gave
just
it to me, but
especially if it's breaded and everything like
it's not
that.
a farm that I order.
Or yeah, it's not well, it's also not a typical thing. I'm not typically ordering fish and cheese when it comes to that. But it's not something I'm gonna say no to. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'd eat
like,
it.
depending on what it is. I have a question on
There's a lot
the
of things I'd eat that I wouldn't order.
well, yeah, exactly. I mean, you would eat it, but it's a rule where you're like, there's some of these that you're going to be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I'm
There is
not going to do it.
nothing, I have to tell you straight out, there is nothing that I will not eat, assuming that it is food. You know, I will retry things that I don't care for just because I want to see what the appeal is. Like with the lobster mac and cheese, every time somebody puts a different one in front of me, I try it.
Well, I'll add
And
something
I've
that we
had
both
better
tried.
ones. I've had
And I'll
better
add
ones.
something that we both tried that did have cheese and seafood.
Yes, yes, yes,
Dave's cheesesteaks,
yes.
the salmon cheesesteak,
I
which
did
by the
not
way,
expect to like that.
my wife after eating it said to me, she goes, "Ooh, I could go for one of those." And I was like, "Really?"
See,
And she said, she goes, "It was good. I would go for that." And it had cheese in it and it was good. It hit. It was good.
this is a perfect example. I wanted to try it. I did not expect to care because I saw it and I was like, salmon cheesesteak? Like, it was more interesting. Admittedly, it was more interesting to me than a chicken cheesesteak. Like, I
Yes.
understand some people just don't eat beef and they go for the chicken, and that's fine. For me, it's just like I'm there. I'm going for it. But I wanted to try it. I did not expect to like that as much as I did. That was probably the closest thing to a good like fish mac and cheese that I have
Yeah.
ever had. It was like
Yes.
really well seasoned. I could totally taste the fish. Like it was fish forward, it was fishy, which I
Yeah.
like. So
Yeah.
if you're a fishy person, you may not like it. Like if
Yeah.
you only like white,
If you
flaky,
like salmon, you'll like it.
yeah, if you really like the flavor of salmon and the Cooper sharp, but the seasoning was so good.
It
They
was
did a
good.
great job. That's a great example.
I mean, this one is one probably you've never put any thought into, but I'm gonna bring it up, just because. And then listeners, I love to hear your thoughts on this. The order of milk with cereal. So do you put cereal first? I know you probably don't eat a lot of cereal, but when you
I had
typically
oatmeal this
eat
morning.
cereal, do you eat is it cereal and then milk, or milk and then pour the cereal on top?
Does anybody pour the milk first? Like I wouldn't even
So
guess
I
that.
have, me being how I am, I've actually read about it and how it actually, when you put milk first, and I know it's not a typical mindset. It's kind of like the idea of peeling a banana and you peel it the other way, and whatever, all these other things. Everyone eats like things differently. But cereal, and I know it sounds cereal, they say I typically go the usual way. I pour cereal in, then I pour milk. However, if you pour the milk and then pour the cereal on top, it makes the cereal last crunchier still, because you're not, because it's floating kind of on top, and so it have a little bit longer crunchiness. And I like my cereal to have a little bit of crunch in it when I
Yeah.
eat
Oh
my
no, I
cereal.
like crunchy cereal, but I don't
Yes.
hate it like when it gets to the end because it's sort of like you get two different
Yes.
experiences in one bowl. But yeah, I've never ever seen anybody pour the milk first.
I know some people will go very, I don't know. These are some things that are going to be very, some of you listening, you're going to be like probably screaming, going, well, who the heck would do this? Why would you do that? It's like, that I'm like, hey, dude, if that's your soapbox that you want to stand on, go right ahead. I
I
totally get
don't
it.
care. And
Yeah.
next time I have cereal, hopefully I'll remember that and I'll try.
See if you remember it.
But I like, well, how about this one? If since we're talking about cereal, grape nuts or no? I love grape nuts.
I don't have a problem with grape nuts. It's not my go-to. Like, I literally just bought I typically lately have been buying cereal more often, and when I buy it's usually if it's on sale, and I usually buy it as more of a snack food. It's not a breakfast. It's more like a little snack, a little dessert, a little something, like kind of like a little treat.
Right?
Like right now I'm currently eating O's cereal.
Yeah, I don't eat that much cereal, so it's like kind of it's definitely on the
Yes.
occasion that I have it in the house, it's a treat. And usually what'll end up happening if there's cereal in the house, it's because my kid was like, I want to make Rice Krispies
Yeah,
for you.
Rice Krispies. Yep.
And
Yep.
then they don't use it all, so I'll
Yep.
eventually just use it
Yeah.
because I don't waste.
Yeah,
But
I'm typically doing overnight oats is typically what I'm eating, is what
I
if I
made
do
just
anything.
regular oatmeal this morning. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love grape nuts. Grape nuts stay crispy a long time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They're
And
like little. Yeah.
people
Yeah.
hate
Little
them for that.
pellets.
I've
Yes.
heard people say, "How do you like that?" It's like eating
Yeah.
rocks.
I mean, it's listen. You know
Well,
why we
I
don't
like
have
it
it in my
hot
house?
also. I
But
like
you
it
know why
hot.
we don't have it in my house?
Why?
Because my wife, and I don't know what it's called, maybe you do. My wife has an affinity where she hates loud, like she does not like ice crunchers. Like she has sensitive ears when it comes to people eating and certain things like that. So like certain things I can't eat. Like if I eat cereal, I stand away from her. I can't be next to her and eat it. I have to literally be away from her. So grape nuts would definitely be out, like no, in my house, because
She'd
it's too
throw something
crunchy,
at you.
too
Well,
loud.
you can eat grape nuts hot, which is really good, and then it's
Okay.
soft. It's
Okay.
very good.
What about and this is one of those where I don't really care,
Where are
but
my
I get,
grape nuts people? Write to
yeah.
me and tell me why
Are
you
you
like
team
grape
grape
nuts.
nuts? Cutting your sandwich in half or diagonal?
Either or, you know, I do both. I don't, yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Supposedly, it's better. You get a better like diagonal. They say it tastes better when you cut it diagonal. I don't really
I
know
mean,
that.
I like
I
that
don't.
there's a pointy end, so I can bite the pointy end.
So I don't know if you've seen it, and I forget the guy's name, and I will hopefully see if I could find out what the guy's name is. But have you seen the cut where it's not? And this is obviously we're talking like regular sandwich bread. The guy who created a different cut. It's not diagonal, and it's not straight half. It's a Y cut. So it
Okay.
looks like three. So he cuts the sandwich in three is what he does. So basically you have three cuts when it comes to it. And it
Three cuts.
supposedly then that way you get more edges because they say
So
diagonal
not
cut
an
is better
X.
for you to dip.
Then you
So
get
it's almost like a Y. It's almost like you cut it like a Y.
okay, I see. So you get three triangles. Okay, I'm visualizing it. I have not
Yes.
seen that.
Yes, it is a very interesting take on it. I saw it and I was like, man, this is the way to do it, the Y cut. And you're supposed to start at the bottom, making a small vertical cut to the midpoint of the sandwich, and then you do two diagonal
So you
cuts.
can't. Oh, see, I imagined it more like this. So you would
It
get
looks
like
like this.
that looks like a butt.
So it looks like a Y. Or it may be the butt of a sandwich, but it looks like a Y. So that way you almost have like three different versions of it. It's an interesting idea. It's not something I typically
I
do. I
guess what
usually
I
just
imagined
cut.
was more like a V.
Oh,
So you would
okay.
get like a triangle,
I
and
mean,
then
that might be a way to go as well with it. Speaking of handheld foods, we've talked about this, but I'm kind of curious because I've had a few other people talk about this. Eating handheld foods with fork and knives. That would be a burger, a pizza, a cheesesteak. We've seen people do that. I
yes.
try not to judge.
So when
I
is
try
this
not to
coming
judge,
out?
but I
Will this be?
judge.
Yeah, we can talk about that because Biggie and I went to Big Dave's cheesesteaks and we enjoyed it. And there was a guy. I didn't look. I couldn't look. But Biggie
Yeah,
leaned
it'd be
in
too
and
obvious.
he was like, the guy behind you is eating his cheesesteak with a knife and fork.
And
And
I
I
was
know
like,
I'm
it
like,
bothered me.
yeah, no, there are a couple of kinds of pizza, like Neapolitan pizza you can knife and fork. I'm more of the tuck and fold person. Like you flop and fold because the middle is wet. So you flop it into the center and then fold it like an envelope and then you can bite it. But you can knife and fork a Neapolitan pie. Other than really that, I no. Just no. I mean, again, I always say do what you want, but
Correct.
you know,
I'm gonna tell you this is I have issues. I have issues when don't tell me it's a sandwich and this is more of not I don't care about other people like how you eat it. If you don't like getting your hands dirty and that's why you use silverware, do your thing. You don't like your foods touching, I don't care. But I have a problem if you tell me you give me and I'll use there's a particular place I used to go to that and I'll use them as I won't name the place because I mean they're delicious. Oh fine, I'll just name it. Maple Street. Whenever I go to Maple Street Biscuit, they're delicious. Whenever I go there, I purposely do not. I want the gravy, I want the syrup, I want everything on the side because I do not want
you don't
you
want
I don't want I because what's happened is everything like then all that all that delicious gravy, all that syrup, all those things destroys the structural integrity of me being able to pick it up and eat it. And then I got to fork and knife it. And then I feel to me that you're just cheating me of the handheld ability of picking it up and eating it.
well,
If you're gonna do that to me, so then I say give me the gravy, and it's the same thing I do. Heck, it's the same thing I do with an Italian beef or anything like that, or a French dip. I ask for like I like that thing. I don't want soggy. I want to be able
well,
to
you
eat
have
it.
an option with Italian beef. Not everybody gets it
Yes,
wet. You they
correct.
you know they
A lot of people from Chicago, they like it wet, and I'm like, well, who wants a sloppy wet, thing where it's mush? For that, I might as well eat it with a fork and knife.
but it's a thing. For me, steak, that's like a multi-sensory experience. If you want a cheesesteak, you're getting your hands in it, you're getting your face in it, you're getting greasy. That's why there's napkins. You gotta lean, you gotta lean. If you're gonna eat it in the street, you lean
Yeah,
out because bits
yeah.
are gonna fall like little, you know, greasy meteors. They're gonna fall and
And you're gonna be upset because if a good bite falls, and
right.
you're gonna be like,
And this is
damn
the
it,
way we used to eat like a good slice in the street because you get that grease and it'll run down your
that
arms. You
drip.
ever, you
Yeah.
gotta, yeah, you gotta lean out, you lean out and you eat the slice if you're not at
So
a table.
So yeah, like I don't have a problem. I just have a problem if you're gonna tell me, like, don't tell me it's a sandwich and then make it to a way where I can't pick it up and eat it. Like if I can't pick it up and eat it, then I have issue. That's the only issue I have with a fork and knife action of it. I
Well,
don't have a
it's
problem if you
because a
eat it, but
trencher
I
is
won't.
not a handheld sandwich.
Correct. To me, a trencher is not, because that's kind of the purpose of it. The purpose of it is you want all that stuff, all that goodness to get together, and you're eating
Right.
it, and it all combines. Like
Hot
that's
open,
what you want.
they call it a hot open
Yes.
sandwich, but it's not really.
Correct. It's just really bread with a thing, which is funny because I just talked to Lucas from Level Up Lemonade on my other podcast, and his favorite sandwich he told me was like an open face. So I had to have like a full on conversation about,
Yeah,
well, is it open face like a bruschetta? Like you're eating it like almost like the half? And he's like, yeah, I want to eat it like I eat it. I don't put another piece of bread on top, but I pick it up and I can eat it.
It's
I know that, but
stuff on it.
exactly. And that's why I had the whole conversation and I was really intrigued by it. And again, I don't judge. Now, speaking of judging, and when it comes to food, and because of the fact that I am one of those, unfortunately, that when I go to a restaurant, I watch. What are your thoughts on, and there's rules to this, I think, but what are your thoughts on same side seating? So, and I'm going to give you the scenario and you tell me what the scenario is. You're not at a sports bar watching a game. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. But you're going into a restaurant and it's a booth. Mm-hmm. Are you both sitting on the same side, or are you sitting across from each other, or are you both sitting on the same side?
I think there's always a rule. I know that my boyfriend and I sit side by side sometimes, like in certain situations.
What would be a situation that you would do that? Maybe not, and I'm obviously there's no other couple or another person on the other side, but what would be a scenario that both of you would sit, and you're not at a bar, like sitting at the countertop of a bar.
Sometimes the way they arrange things, it's so far and you can't move, like especially in a booth, it's immovable. Mm-hmm. When you're against the wall and there's like a banquette on one side and then a table and a chair, then you can move the table closer and the chair can come closer. But in a booth, you can't really do that. And if it's really a big space, it's almost like too far. And so it's nicer to just sit side by side and we could turn this way and talk.
So I will say yes. I do have an issue with same side seating. At one point I wanted to create an Instagram account that was just same side seaters, and I would literally want to take pictures of people just sitting together side by side. I don't have
we like each other. We sit next to each other.
And I love it too. I love it too. But you know what? Like I need a little room. I don't have a problem. Like if you're going to dinner and you're with other couples and you're sitting, side by side.
You need a little room.
I need a little room, but I also, but no,
those people have
because I will give you an example. My whole example is this. I just went to dinner. I did magical dining. I'll say I went to magical dining. I went to Crocante. Mm-hmm. I went for magical dining. Mm-hmm. My wife and I sat next to each other because my daughter sat across from us. Okay. The other table, 2 tables away from us, was another couple. They were same side seating. Guess what? Same side seating, staring straight at me. Both of them are just, no one's talking. They're just looking at us as they eat. So, I have an issue with that because I'm kind of like, well, geez, I'm like, they're not. And then of course, then it becomes me looking, going, they're not talking. Like, why aren't they talking? And then obviously they could see me because I'm talking about them, but it's just a weird thing to me.
That's very specific though.
It is very specific. And that's the reason why I asked, because like, I get it. Like if you're in the lovey-dovey phase, and yes, I love my wife very much, but even my wife and I joke around.
But they wouldn't be looking at you. They'd be looking at each other.
You wouldn't be looking. I want you to look at me. I want to be able to see your eyes. I want to be able to look at this. I don't want to be like at a bar where I'm like, I mean, I may have to turn around like this the whole time to talk to you, turn my head. I just don't want to do that. I don't think I want to. That's like a silly rule, but it's like a rule that I have. Like, I mean, so a lot of times my daughter will be like, oh my gosh.
Love, Biggie. Why do you
She's like, why you guys are same side seating? And like, I'm like, yeah, we'll same side seating. And a lot of times it's because if like, sometimes we'll same side seat because we're at a sports bar and we both want to watch the game. Yeah. Then I'm like, I don't want to turn around the whole time. I'm like, no, come sit next to me. Let's do that. Let's watch the game.
Or whatever you want.
Or the band or whatever. I don't want to do that. So yeah, just a weird one. Thoughts on leftovers. Are you
I
a
love them.
fan of it or no
Oh,
fan of
no,
leftovers?
I love leftovers. I bring things home from restaurants. I use everything. I want, if I'm the only person eating it, I will eat the same thing like 3 nights in a row. I'll have it and plus I'll eat anything for breakfast. That's another thing.
Me too.
Breakfast food, yes, there are things that are typically for breakfast, but I will eat breakfast food for dinner and I will eat last night's dinner for breakfast. I have
Yep.
no, breakfast is just the first thing you eat every
Exactly.
day. That's it.
Exactly.
I don't.
I had when I was selling at the plaza, I had leftover. I had eaten something, and then I also picked up some red panda, and I had red panda, cold red panda. No problem eating that
Oh yeah,
on there.
I would
Yeah.
crush that for breakfast.
Yeah, for sure. And I have no problem with leftovers. I actually like leftovers. I actually think it would be a phenomenal concept because sometimes like Italian food and certain foods just taste better the next day. Like I would love it. I'm going to put it out there. And if someone takes it, just put something on the menu for me with my name on it, maybe like a meatloaf sandwich or something. But I always, if I had money, I would create a restaurant called Leftovers. And it literally is all the food was made the day before. It's still fresh, but it's the next day. So it tastes even better. Like
I
when you get that
love.
cut of
Mhm,
lasagna or whatever. Oh my God, it would
mhm.
be so
Oh,
good.
we've talked a million times about Thanksgiving sandwiches
Yes.
or Thanksgiving leftovers. Like, who's not sad when the leftovers are finally gone
Correct.
after
Correct.
Thanksgiving, or when there's like only one thing left, like there's only turkey and everything else is gone, and you're like, oh,
Exactly.
where's the rest? Because I need
Exactly.
all of it. So yeah, leftovers all the time. I make big pots of soup and I eat them all week. So yes, I'm pro leftovers.
Beautiful. You briefly talked about it, but I have to bring it up as we're trying to wrap up the episode on the last few. Let's talk about and I'll do it as a
Let's say mayonnaise.
since we also like wrestling, I'm gonna make it's a triple threat match. And it's mayo, light mayo, and Miracle Whip.
Well, we could talk. This could be a whole episode. We could make this a whole episode, but Miracle Whip is just no. The only thing that
Yes.
I like about Miracle Whip were those commercials about how people hate Miracle Whip. That was genius. Like those scarlet letter, torches and pitchforks against the people who like Miracle Whip. And again, if you like your Miracle Whip, enjoy it. You're never going to sell me. Miracle Whip, I had a bad experience, which is Miracle Whip has done itself a disservice by putting itself in jars that look like mayo jars. We were not a Miracle Whip house. Okay. So I was babysitting at someone else's house as a teenager. And it was like a long day, whatever. I was going to make a tuna fish sandwich. They had Miracle Whip. And I'm still scarred. This is 40 years ago and I'm scarred. I saw the jar, it looked like mayonnaise, just maybe a different brand. I figured it just wasn't our brand of mayonnaise. I'll put that in the thing. I tasted that tuna and I thought it was spoiled. And I thought this is what mayonnaise is like when it's been sitting in the fridge for a year or two.
Out.
Yeah, or not in the fridge, exactly. And it was like awful. And it wasn't until sometime later that I realized that Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise. And so I was scarred by that experience, expecting mayonnaise and getting Miracle Whip and just throwing all of it in the garbage, thinking that I might get sick. I don't know. So, yeah, I think if they had put Miracle Whip in a different jar, I would not have done that. Maybe I would have opened the jar and been like, what is this? And tasted it, and I wouldn't have been expecting mayonnaise. Light mayo is a no for me. It's either mayo or don't have mayo because it doesn't taste good. It just doesn't. It doesn't taste the same. Either just count your calories. I put a tablespoon of mayo in a can of tuna. Sometimes today I ate tuna with no mayonnaise. Sometimes if I want mayo, just have the mayo. I don't know how people do the light mayo. For half the calories, it tastes terrible. Just have the extra 45 calories, you know?
Yes. So it's funny because one, Miracle Whip is a tangy, spreadable condiment with a mayo like taste. It's not
Tangy.
yeah, tangy. It's
I don't
not
care
a
if it tastes
mayo. There's nothing mayo like of it. It just looks. It just no.
Why did
But
they put it in a mayo jar though? It's like
yeah,
meat.
I think if they would have
They
put it in
cooked it.
like a
Like
little
was that
squeeze bottle,
intentional?
like a condiment squeeze bottle, then maybe it'd be different. But I guess they kind of wanted that, and obviously it's been around for a long time. So
This is
obviously
the
someone's
80s,
eating
right?
it because it was introduced in 1933 in the Chicago World Fair as a cheaper alternative to mayo. Was the idea of it?
So in the beginning, it was supposed to be mayo
It
alternative,
was a cheaper
and they
alternative to mayo.
never changed the jar.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
salad
weird.
dressing. It's like I rather, like I've said it before, I'd rather if it's like a salad dressing type thing, then I'd rather just put ranch dressing or
The
salad dressing on my
jar messed
sandwich.
me up, man.
Anything other than Miracle Whip.
Scarred.
We
Scarred.
in my house, we do have regular mayo and light mayo because my wife likes light mayo and I get regular mayo.
Yeah.
I'm not like and I'll be honest, I'm not I like both. I don't know if you have a preference in your house on what mayo you get. Like I like Hellman's and I'll also will have some Dukes. It's
Like
from
both. I'm from the Northeast. We didn't really have Dukes. So
correct.
I was raised on Hellman's. That's
Yep.
all we ever had in the house. When I
Yep.
moved to the South, I tried Dukes. I liked it. I will buy whatever's BOGO.
That's where I'm at. I buy BOGO and then I whatever it is
So
and I
I
go
will
from there.
not buy light mayonnaise. I do not
Correct.
like it. It's no. It's just a no. Either I have it or I don't have it. And that's my feelings about that.
I will my I'm going to I have two more left and then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
So they'll be quick. One is what and it's foodie related, so it's not actual food rule, but it's close enough because you go get food when you go to this place. When you go to shopping cart, put away or leave it where it's at when you're done.
No, you're a terrible person if you just leave your shopping cart out.
I
I
started
don't care if
following
you're
this
bringing it.
guy.
No, you
Started
put it in, and now they give you spaces for it. You don't even have to take it. Like there's designated. No, always put your shopping cart in the place where, or bring it back to the store. You don't
correct.
either or.
Correct.
Don't leave it in the parking lot. People knock into them with their cars. People can get hurt. People have to run all over the parking lot because you're lazy. Just walk it over to the shopping cart return.
Yeah, I have an issue with it. I started following a guy that's on social that's like a parking. He's like a shopping cart like I don't know. I think he calls himself like shopping cart attendant. And whenever someone like does that, he like actually will like kind of harass them, but he videotapes them going like, "Oh, you left this. Were you just too lazy to return it? Like, what's the problem?" And I'm
Why
like,
would you
wow,
do
like
that?
I don't want to get to that point, but I did find it amusing because I was like, well, yeah, I'm like, it's literally right there. So a lot of times I'm definitely one that puts it back. I'm the one that either will grab it. Sometimes I'll even if I'm going out like walking into the store and I see someone putting the cart, I'll be like,
Yeah,
"Hey, I'll
no.
take your cart. I'll
Oh,
take your cart."
totally. I do
Because I'm
that.
like, that's why I like Aldi because you have to like you want that quarterback, so they force you to have to do it.
I do that. I will take the person's shopping cart who's like unloading their groceries. And also, if I don't have that many groceries, I will just leave it at the store.
Yes, I'll
And
leave it right
have,
there and I'll just bag everything as many as I can and I'll
yeah,
mule it. I'll mule it back into my
yeah,
car.
yeah,
Yes,
100%.
exactly.
Green bags are great for that.
Yes.
Very good.
What? So I'll do one more food one, and that is because since we're finishing up desserts and stuff like that, warm fruits.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I like cold fruit. I like cooked fruit. Yes, I'm fine with that.
So
I
you're
like
fine with
fruit
like a
pies.
warm apple pie and
Boyfriend
warm.
doesn't like fruit desserts.
Yeah, I know. I have a lot.
Likes fruit, fruit salad, cold
Yeah, yeah,
fruit.
yeah.
Doesn't care for it. He'll eat. It's one of those things like me. He'll eat it, but he's not he's not an apple pie guy. He's not fruit desserts. He wants like coconut cream pie, banana cream pie,
Okay.
but like cooked blueberry,
Yeah.
cooked cherry, cooked apple. He doesn't like. I like all that stuff.
Yeah. I asked my coworkers if they had any food rules, and that was like one that they had automatically. They're
A
like,
lot of
no
people
warm
don't like
fruit.
cooked fruit. A lot of
And
people
I'm
don't.
like, okay. I'm like, but I love a good apple pie.
They're
So I'm
probably the
like,
people who don't like raisins.
well, I do think
I once had years ago that I haven't seen it many, many, many years. It was decades ago. For Thanksgiving one year, I think I was going to like a friend's house or whatever, and they said pick up dessert, but we want to cook it like get a Mrs. Smith's pie. So they had, I guess it was a special edition. It was an apple cranberry pie.
okay.
It was so good, and I've never seen it in the store since.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for
I
it
would
now.
like to make an apple cranberry pie.
That
It was
sounds
delicious
delicious.
because it had that tang, like that in with the sweet. It was so good.
I love it. I love it. Well, that is our episode for today. I appreciate Amy Drew going over some of the popular food rules. If you have certain food rules, we'd love for you guys to
Tell
kind
us
of share
how
them
you
with us.
disagree with us. Tell us
Yeah,
how
let
you
us know
love
what you
Miracle
agree
Whip.
with or disagree with. Is there anything that kind of sets you off the edge where you're like, no, I will not, or this is a rule that I cannot go without? Definitely let us know.
Well, I want you to know, I joke, but like the people who annoy me the most are the just no
Yes.
people. Like that, because I'm just, we're joking around here. No, I
Yeah.
don't care for Miracle Whip, but like,
Yeah.
I love that you love it and I want you to enjoy it forever.
But I will say that if you invite me to your house and and that's the only condiment you have, guess what? I'm having a dry sandwich
Don't
because I'm
punk
not
me
putting
out.
condiment on it.
Don't
I will
punk me
not
out.
put condiment on it. And I have friends that love they literally have Miracle Whip and they love pointing it out to me like, look, we have Miracle Whip. You want some Miracle Whip?
Well,
Be
look,
like, no. I'm like,
you
but
love
I
that
would love to see you eat
Chick-fil-A
it.
sauce.
What was
To
that?
me, that Chick-fil-A sauce is like, it's like another, that stuff tastes like it's made with Miracle Whip. It's so awful.
Is not. That is just heresy for you to say. You cannot say that to my beloved Chick-fil-A sauce.
I love
I
it, but this is the point: is that even you and I don't. I think it
Correct. I
smells
mean, you're gonna
terrible.
eat. There's certain things that people like and don't like. Just like it's the same. It's just a matter of taste, and that's the
I
whole
love
idea of
mustard.
this.
I'm always happy with mustard. If you have Miracle Whip at your house, as long as you have mustard, hopefully not just the yellow one, uh, I'll eat it.
The
Mustard.
saddest moment we had when I traveled, and it was one of those dumb moments that we had, was we were in Seattle. We were at Pike's Place and we ate at this place that had like different like sausages and stuff like that, and they had this curry ketchup that was
Mhm.
amazing, and they also had like a curry mustard, and I was like we bought a bunch of them. We're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and we bought like we must have spent like $100 on a bunch of them because we're like, we're gonna give
Love
these to our
condiments.
friends
I love
of
it.
and then we're like, and then when we got there, we totally did not even process, and we forgot to pack it into our suitcase. We had it in our carry-on, and the guy
They
literally goes,
confiscated it.
you're gonna have to, and I just like, please don't throw it away, please, like they're sealed, can you at least take them home and enjoy them yourself? Like, I just don't want you to like not. And he's like, sorry. And I just saw like there's all the money going into the trash. I was just like,
That is heartbreaking.
yeah, it crushed me. So
Yeah,
yes,
you have to pack it into little 2-ounce bottles.
that's what I told them. And so now whenever someone tells me they go to Seattle, I'm like, go have some of that curry ketchup and curry mustard, but don't
Can
pack
you
it in your
order it?
carry-on. You can order it. We did order it because we told them, we messaged the owners when we got back, and we ended up spending more money trying to get some sent to us, and they shipped it to us. Now you could obviously get curry ketchup and other things around closer and stuff like that. It's like, but at the time when we had it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and it was so good. So yeah. But thanks to listening. Thanks for listening to us, and definitely keep eating so local and keep supporting small businesses, and definitely get back to us and let us know some of your food rules. But thank you guys, and keep listening.
See ya.